Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Random Encounters Guild. We're back with more Alien RPG. Sorry for the well, this is about when we normally start. We shoot for 7:30 and start about 7:45, 7:50. But yeah, we're back tonight with more Alien. I've been kind of out of the loop this week because I've been sick once again. Anybody who tuned into Blades in the Dark Tuesday night knows that it was not a good thing. I could hardly talk, but I was there in spirit. But I'm doing much better now, and so we're back tonight with the crew of the Montero. We'll run around real quick with some intros. I'm Guildmaster Scott. I run things here at the Guild, Random Encounters Guild. Feel free to join us there on our Discord server if you'd like to jump into a new RPG, or if you'd like to try to run an RPG with some welcoming players who aren't going to judge you for, if you want to try your hand at being a GM. We totally support that there. So that's me, and I'm your game mother tonight. So I will be doing all the mean things to all the hapless fools. Quasi.
Yeah, Quasi_MS. You can find me over on Twitch and on TikTok. Primarily MLB content streamer. Yeah, that's what I do.
Bryce.
I'm Bryce. That's about it. Videos on YouTube. We've got Band of Buddies. We've got, I promise, new stuff coming soon. I'm actually in the process of editing 2 videos right now. Hopefully get those up soon. Because it's been a long time.
And Dylan.
I also am part of Band of Buddies. I'm not editing any of those videos. I did do a stream today, but found out that my game sound didn't come through, so it's just me and the clicky clack of my keyboard.
So unfortunate.
Other than that, we're trying to get back into it, and I'm happy to be here.
I regret posting the link to your Twitch channel now.
It's hilarious.
Wow.
It's just his mic followed by...
It's happened to the best of us.
Mm-hmm.
Quasi was watching a stream. I think I was playing a Star Wars, either Survivor or Fallen Order. I can't remember which one it was, but I played for a solid like 20 minutes with my mic muted.
Yeah, because he was talking. I was like, brother, what are you saying?
It's not me.
And instead of saying anything in chat, he just sat there and giggled and laughed at me.
I let him know eventually.
He let it go long enough to where it's funny, and then you let him know so you can fix it.
So where we last left off last week, the crew of the Montero had linked to the Kronos, which is a ship that has been missing for 75 years or more. I'm going to try to be careful with the coughing and not do it into the mic, but and the four players characters had made their way across, and they cut their way through the damaged airlock door that looked like it had been beaten from the inside. And they had to cut their way through, and they made their way down onto deck A. And it was very cold and very dark. There was only emergency lighting, like there were little amber lights along the floor, just enough to illuminate the floor. And the air, their readings told them the air was stale because the air scrubbers were malfunctioning. They've been running for 75 years, so they haven't been maintained in that entire time. So Cham and Rye decided they were going to head aft and see if they could look into the air scrubbers, and Wilson and Davis made their way to the front of the ship to get into the mother mainframe and see if they could get the power turned back on. As Cham and Rye were making their way down this darkened hallway, they came across a body that was in a suit, a compression suit, but apparently had. By the way, I should put this at the beginning, but content warning. This is Alien. There's going to be stuff that you're not going to like. So, but they found this body slumped against the wall, and with a shotgun by its side, and apparently someone had blown their head off with this shotgun. So Cham picked up the shotgun, and then Rye found extra rounds on the body. So Cham now has a shotgun with 3 rounds, and you decided to kind of hang out there before moving forward. Rye checked the motion detector and picked up motion possibly 1 or 2 decks below, towards the aft of the ship, and alerted everybody that she had picked up something on the motion detector. And Wilson used his Weyland-Yutani access card to get into the mother mainframe. He allowed Davis to join him in there, even though it's against the rules. But he decided it was not safe to split up any more than you already were. And this was the first time Davis had ever been inside of a mother mainframe, and it's a small white room with monitors everywhere and blinking lights, and right in the middle there's a seat with a console at it with a keyboard and a monitor. That's where the captain or the corporate rep can communicate with Mother. And for anyone who doesn't know, Mother is the AI that runs everything. She runs the ship while everybody is in cryo sleep. She is Siri times 100. Is what we're headed towards. Is what Mother is. But Wilson sat down at the console and managed to get the power turned back on. So the lights came up. You noticed there was a noticeable difference in the temperature. The hallways, everything started to warm up a bit, and the noise coming from the air scrubber shaft got way more intense. Like the air scrubber started kind of working, and it's just just chaos coming from inside that shaft. You guys aren't even at the hatch going into it yet, and you can hear that it's just like, and it's just because it hasn't been maintained in so long. So, and yeah, as I said, when we closed out, you guys, the lights come on, and you're sitting there next to this body, and you see the remnants on the wall. And Rye inspected the body, and its arms seemed weird. Like its arms were elongated a bit, like pushing out of the fabric of the compression suit was splitting, because its arms were were longer than normal, which seemed weird. But so yeah, that's where we'll pick up. Cham and Rye, what would you like to do?
I'm trying to remember what all testing we did. I know we tested. We used our gear to like test like the blood work, or not. Or I guess it was just like a generalized scan. But I don't remember what
Yeah.
exactly we were scanning for.
You. I remember you doing I mean, you don't have like you don't have gear to do like a DNA test.
Yeah, he was using the scanner for like blood work, I think, on the dead body. Or is that what you asked him? But you said no.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah.
There's like I know there's a lot of limitations what we can actually scan for. I just didn't know. Couldn't remember what we.
Yeah, I mean, like you confirmed what Rye thought, that the arms were elongated, and actually the legs were kind of elongated as well. The legs hadn't started splitting through the suit yet, but they were. Something was up with the skeletal structure of this person. Now what that was, you don't know. As I said, you're a mechanic. You don't have the gear to like do any kind of a DNA test. So
This isn't a machine. I can't hit it with a wrench.
I mean, you could hit it with a wrench.
Very nice. All right. Well, this is a little above my expertise, and I don't want to touch it anymore. I think we get stepping.
So right there where you're at, there's a hallway going to the port side of the ship. You've got this hallway going straight towards aft and from the direction you came. But there's a doorway there with that's going aft, and you know from you have the blueprints, so you you know there's an identical hall on the port side, and there's a hatch on both sides that would lead you into the air scrubbers.
Right. Stay here for just a second. I'm gonna go check the other side. Just take a gander. See if I spot any.
You're gonna leave me alone with no weapon?
I mean, you'll be. I can see you. You're not that far away. Maybe 10 feet.
Now, Rye, he's not your boss. If you want to just follow him, you can totally follow him.
Oh, I know.
I tell like 2 steps, turn around, you're right behind me. You know what? That's fair.
Fine, I'll stay here with the motion tracker activated. If I see anything, I'll holler at you.
Let me know if something gets close. So essentially, I just want to go to the opposite side and just like peek my head through the hallway, just do a quick up down, just to just check the other side.
Yeah, the hallway just goes down, and it's clear. You don't see any bodies or anything like that.
We do have the lights on in the ship, right? I don't know if you had mentioned anything about that with Mother powering up and stuff. It is fully lit. We're not in the dark. Okay.
Yeah, big. I mean, like the full lighting. Everything is. The lights are on. The heat has come back up. The only thing that's wrong now is the air is stale. The scrubber's not working.
Yeah. Okay.
And so Cham, if you actually pull out the motion tracker, like if you pull out the motion tracker, when Cham like makes the corner, like you're seeing a blip. Like, do you guys see that?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're seeing a blip, and it comes down here and stops. Stop controlling it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were putting that on for me.
No, that's for me to show you that you're seeing a blip. That's where you're seeing a blip, and he stops and he looks like he opens those doors back and fore and aft and doesn't see anything, and then starts coming back.
Okay.
Just a quick gander. I didn't see anything. Did anything move on the motion sensor?
I'm showing detection.
Is it me?
Maybe.
Well,
Can you
the thing that
move
you were
back?
looking at, is it right next to you? As if so, it was me.
So if I'm right here in the hallway, he's already turned the corner. Is that where he's looking towards? I'm just confused on like where
Yeah,
where the
what
blip
you
is.
what
I
you
don't-
saw. I mean, the only reason I did that is because you said you pull out the motion tracker.
Yeah.
But yeah, you saw what you saw was him going down the hallway and looking fore and aft, and then coming back.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I have you on the motion tracker, but there's nothing that I'm seeing else.
What about our other blip? Is it still moving further away?
You didn't see that. So whatever it was is either out of range or is not moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So I'm not detecting anything. Did you want to try and go down the hallway and let's try and get these air scrubbers fixed?
yeah. If they got the power on, I think we can get these air scrubbers up and running.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
not
if-
sure. All I know is this whatever was showing was not on our deck, so I say we go ahead and try and get these air scrubbers fixed to get this air going.
some breathable air
Uh,
just in case there's people. in
Joel,
this route.
before you do that, I need you to roll me 5 d6, and like you can, if down there at the bottom of your screen, if you click on the if you right click on the d6,
Yeah.
you can hit the ×5
Okay.
and then drag it up into the chat.
So hold the click on 5 times, drag it up.
Or well, just click on the ×5.
Oh, yeah,
and
I see it now.
You'll see 5 die come up.
Okay.
Ooh. I see a 6.
Got a 6.
Okay, good. Or no, wait, you got a 1. So
Wait, what?
a blip on the motion tracker. You've got 5 on the. You've got your battery is good for 5. Now it's down to 4.
Okay.
Going to put that in the. It won't let me put that in there. Okay. We'll just have to try to remember that. But yeah, whenever you use the motion tracker, you've got to roll for battery usage, and if you get a 1, that means it goes down 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So you you've used it a couple times. You got a couple of uses out of it. So it's down to 4 on the battery now, on the power.
Okay.
So you guys are going to start making your way down to the. Oops.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and just put up my motion tracker as we make our way to the scrubbers.
Okay.
Battery.
So you guys make your way aft, and there's like a maintenance hatch, like in the wall Like you're going to have to climb up into it and like die hard your way it, into it, and then like take a left, and it'll be, you know, the actual shaft will be there. But it's not anything that, you know, you don't have to cut it or anything. It's just some you know, some hand screws that you have to loosen and open the door. So you climb in, and who's going in first?
I got it. Poke my head in.
Well, before you do that, Cham, would you mind handing me the shotgun, then, so I can protect while you go in?
You mean so you can blow a hole through my rear end if something jumps us? The opening's only big enough for one person. If I'm going in first, I need to shoot whatever comes at us.
Okay. Whatever you say,
Unless you think
Chief.
something's coming. Unless you think something else is heading our way, I'll give you the shot.
Hey, whatever you say, boss.
That side makes me more nervous.
Okay, so you know, I mean, like you've seen this before. You maybe have never seen air scrubbers that have been dormant for 75 years, but you know what is happening here. They're just, the filters are bad, they're clogged up, and with the air, you know that at the bottom of this shaft is water. And the entire system is like, it electrifies these filters, these scrubbers. It uses the water to electrify the entire shaft, and that's what keeps it, you know, keeps the system running. So down at the bottom of this shaft is a pool of water, which is now electrified because the power's back up. But the water is frozen because it was freezing temperatures, but it's warming up now, so it's going to start melting. But at the moment, this water at the bottom of the shaft is frozen. Now there's ways of moving up and down the shaft. There's ladders there. I mean, it's made to be maintained, so you can safely maneuver around the shaft, and you know what you're doing. But it is going to take a shift of work. It's going to take 8 hours. And I haven't been making you guys roll for your air supply on your suits, but we're going to have to start doing that. You're supposed to roll on, like he did on the motion tracker, you're supposed to roll on your air supply every turn. And I think that's a little drastic, but I am going to start asking for air supply rolls. So 8 hours is a little extensive, but if you get them fixed, you don't have to wear the suit anymore. So you poke your head in, and like I said, you look down and you've got a light, and you look down and you see that the bottom where the water is completely frozen over, but there's sparks, there's electricity flowing through the system now. And it's just like clang, 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 like said, there's just all this stuff that's supposed to be moving and working is not happening. So are you climbing in, or what do you want to do?
All right.
Well, hey, Cham, what's going on up there? What are you seeing?
I had to guess. Well, one, the water down there is frozen. That can't be good. I guess would that be like the main thing we need to fix?
Well, yeah, the air scrubbers will get the air back going. Now, if you just want to stay in your suits, you can just stay in your suits, but eventually you're going to run out of your air supply.
Yeah.
So
I guess
Now the water being frozen, that's going to fix itself. Like I said, the temperature has come up, so that's going to thaw out and that's going to take care of itself. What you need to do is clean get the air scrubbers cleaned and back up to normal functioning.
But in order for them to be
I
not normal functioning, the water does have to melt. We just have to.
I assume with the power of the ship on, though, it'll by 8 hours.
Yeah, the water is going to melt.
Okay.
That's happening naturally.
Can we quicken
And
the
it
process?
will happen well before this 8-hour shift is up.
I think the 8 hours is just because there are so many filters that need to be cleaned out. Because this is like a multi-deck.
Okay.
Now, I will say, if both of you are in there working together, we'll split that to 4.
The woman have to be going on one side.
If both of you are in
the
the shaft working together at the same time, that cuts the time in half.
All right. Well, I'll, I guess for 4 reasons then. Well, Rye, I'm assuming we're gonna need to clean out all these filters. It's gonna take us a while, but if both of us do it, then get it done a lot quicker.
Sounds good to me. I want to get out of this suit.
Maybe, how about I can get started? Do we need to probably actually we can radio back? I was thinking, I keep forgetting that we can just communicate. I'll talk on the comms. Davis, I think we figured out what's wrong with the air scrubbers. We're gonna try to get those working. It's gonna take us quite a few hours, but we'll get it working.
All right. Do we need to cut power anywhere? You know, like a lockout tagout system for y'all, or anything make y'all dangerous? Like, I know if you're in the engine room, you want us to cut off at least the engine you're working on. So,
Actually, no, the opposite. We need water in here to thaw out. So just leave her running.
all right. Well, I'm gonna check out cryo, see if there's any survivors, and I'm probably gonna head down a deck and see if I can get autopilot working.
Don't forget, I think we told them, but don't forget, we saw a ping show up on the radar.
Yeah.
There's
You did tell them.
towards
You
the
made them aware.
All right.
It could have been, I don't know, a space rat. We don't know, but there's something.
Well, I think the armory is next down below too, so I'll probably try to pick up something from the armory. If I remember correctly, because I know last session I pulled up the deck B. I wasn't sure. I think I saw the armory there.
But for now, we're gonna get to work. Let us know if you need anything.
Now, I will say Wilson is not very happy with going down to the next deck without everybody. Wilson's like, well, no, we can't. We shouldn't be doing that. That's just asking for trouble.
Well, all right. How long is it going to take y'all to fix this stuff?
If both of us can work on it, we're hoping about 4 hours.
Well, do you feel like waiting around up here for 4 hours?
Other than going downstairs, yeah, we need to stick together.
Our corporate overlord needs to know that we've done a lot of stuff in space, a lot of times. It's going to be okay.
So Cham and Rye are climbing into the scrubbers.
Very good.
Do you want to do anything? Like, what's your first step? Do you just start cleaning the carbon filters, or do you, like, what do you? I need to know exactly what it is you're planning to do.
So, what Sham's gonna start with is, now that we're like in there, were the lights on in like the air shaft, or do we need to cut those on ourselves?
No, yeah, I would say there's light in there, but it's super loud. Like I said, it's very loud. So any observation roll you try to roll will be a -2.
Okay.
But you can try to observe stuff if you want to.
Well,
I just need to know what it is you want to do.
Sham's gonna do a quick kind of climb up and down to just make sure that there's nothing as glaring as the filters being fixed or cleaned. Like, see if there's like anything else that on top of that could be causing the issue. But basically, like, just kind of a quick glance over, like, all right, let me see what's on here, and then go up to the top and start cleaning filters on the way down.
Rye, do you want to do anything in particular when you climb into the shaft? Do you want to look for anything or do anything?
Am I climbing in with Cham, or am I? Okay.
Yeah, this is like a 8-foot shaft, and there's ladders all along this octagon. Like you're both climbing up and down and getting these scrubbers clean.
Gotcha. I was having trouble getting like a visual representation of what the air shafts were looking like. I thought it was
it's a shaft just going straight down to the bottom of the ship, and there's ladders on both sides.
Okay, so when we enter in, we're at the top and working our way down.
Yeah, you're at the very top of the ship. You're in deck A, and everything else is below you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Cham. Then he's gonna take. You're already on a set of ladders, right?
Yep, I'm gonna be on one side.
And so I'm gonna be on the other side as well. And I'm just gonna follow his call with working our way down.
All right. Give me whoever has the best heavy machinery. Give me a heavy machinery roll with a +2.
Yeah, I think mine's at 1.
Okay, so heavy machinery with a +3. 2. My bad.
Nice try.
I want some help. Wow.
All right. So, yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So I'm going to say you get it done in like 3 hours instead of 4. With that many successes, like you guys just work overtime. This is not new to you. It's not something weird. This happens on every ship that you've ever been on. So you guys are just in this air shaft, and just like you've got these like special scrapers that are formed to the carbon filters, and you're just like scraping it down, and just like the crud, 75 years of crud is just falling down below you. So yeah, we will jump up to Wilson and Davis and Mother. Davis is unsure about going downstairs without the 2 roughnecks, but
I am not unsure. I wanted to do it.
Do you even have a weapon? Like,
no,
if something's going on down there, they said they saw movement. What if there's something down there that we need to protect ourselves from?
Well, first things first. I want to go to cryo before we do anything. Check on the people.
I agree. That's one of our objectives is checking on crew, and we know there's surviving crew in cryo. Mother told us that. So yes, let's go.
All right. Do we just
and they leave, and Wilson is very careful to make sure that the door to Mother closes and is locked.
I don't wait for him. I just keep walking away without him while he's doing that.
Oh, he's right behind you. It doesn't take an extended period of time. As you get down towards the aft of the ship, like you hear this horrible noise, this grinding, and you may hear Cham and Rye cussing at each other, yelling at each other. But yeah, you make your way to the aft of the ship. There's a doorway down here, and a hallway opens up that goes both starboard and port, and you know that those are elevators on either side.
All right.
And then cryo is right in the middle.
Do I need any kind of access card to get in, or does it just open for us?
Well, the main door of this area has claw marks around the edges of the doorway, as if something was trying to scratch its way in. The door is locked from the inside, and a heavy machinery roll is required to open it.
Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Heavy machinery roll is required to open it. All right. Well then.
Heavy machinery would be now. That's one of the cool things with this system. Like heavy machinery is under strength. Oh well,
Yeah.
you would have 3.
All right, then yeah, I guess I would try to see if I could open it.
All right, so roll me a heavy machinery roll.
Nope.
And do it a +1 because Wilson is there trying to help you.
+1. Did that work?
Panic.
Hang on. I didn't do a
Keep it
+1.
going.
How do I do that with the +1?
You rolled 4.
Oh,
You
okay.
already have a stress though.
Yeah, I didn't know how to do it with +1.
Just down there at the bottom, you see +1, +2, +3.
Oh, okay.
You
I
just
see
click
now.
on that +1 and it'll add a die to it. But just grab the D6 and roll it up. All right.
Perfect.
It takes you some time, but you get the door open. Wilson is concerned about these claw marks. He doesn't like the look of that. But you get the door open and you make your way in, and there's 3 chambers here. And each has cryo beds inside, a lot like the ones you use on the Montero, and just woke up in, like an hour ago or a couple hours ago. But these are covered in frost. Inside them is the sleeping crew of the Kronos, at least the survivors of the crew. Most of the hypersleep chambers are vacant. 2 are filled with desiccated corpses, mummified by the decades in dry air, as the life support systems, like with the power coming back up, the beds, like as you guys are coming in through the door, like a couple of the people are like sitting on the edge of the bed. A couple of them are throwing up just like Wilson did. The beds have all opened and come online and woken them up from cryo. And so you walk in and there are one, two, three, four. There's five people coming out of cryo.
Oh, they automatically came out on their own. I thought we'd have to wake them up.
Yeah,
Okay.
when the systems came back up, it automatically rebooted the system and pulled them out of cryo. And like I said, some of them are blowing chunks, and some of them are, like there's a Marine. There's one woman that is like a big, huge, like obviously military. So you're assuming she's a colonial Marine. There's some people there's a guy that it looks like a medical personnel, and then there's one that's obviously the captain. is kind of stumbling around trying to make sense of what's going on. And there's a one that appears to be a corporate agent.
Damn it, another one? First thing Davis says under his breath is, "Damn it, there's another one."
There's two.
Let me pull up. This is the captain, the guy you think would be the captain. And the Marine is Reed. And then there is the medic is Liam Flynn. And they all have like their it's just like you guys, they all have their names on their chest. And the last one, Lori Clayton, is the corporate rep, Wayland Yutani rep.
How'd y'all get the pretty one?
And I think that's everybody. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. No, 5. Oh, no, I did Flynn. Yeah, Daniel Cooper is the last one. And he appears to be a scientist.
Look at Scott in another life.
And he's running around checking like readouts and everything, the things going on in their life support and everything that's happening there.
Good morning. So a lot of y'all are probably over 100 now, huh?
They don't know, like that means nothing to them. They don't know how long they've been in sleep. They know and like the captain's like, what are you talking about? Like
Sure, he's like, who are you and what are you doing on my ship?
That's, but well, no, oddly enough, he's not surprised to find strangers on the ship, but he doesn't know what he means by being 100 years old. But he doesn't seem to be too concerned about strangers being on the ship. Because there was obviously, they went into cryo under SOS circumstances. Like, things had gone really, really bad when they put themselves into cryo. So being found was always the hope. So you guys being here, that's not a shock. Now, him saying you're over 100 years old, that's kind of, they don't know what to make out of that.
So, hi, I'm pilot extraordinaire Lee Davis. This is, I don't remember his name, and I have two engineers, I guess is what you call them, Rye and Cham. They're fixing y'all's air scrubbers right now. Speaking of which, you guys might want to find something to breathe into.
Yeah, and like they're like there's like you guys could take your mask off, like you could take your helmets off, you would struggle to breathe, but it's like it's not going to kill you.
Hmm.
But you would. It's like the air is thin. Like you would, it's just stale and thin. You would make it for a while, but it would not be fun. And so yeah, they I'll go ahead and drop some tokens in here for all of them. And yeah, the captain is like, yeah, what is happening? Why is the air not working? What is going on?
Well, that tends to happen when your ship drifts for 75 years.
And they all five like turn like, we've been adrift for 75 years.
Yep, you guys are actually the legendary Kronos crew.
And Wilson kind of steps in, kind of like he makes a grand Great Gatsby speech and wets himself. And he says, listen, everybody, I am a Weyland-Yutani rep. I am here to assist you. We're here to get you back home. We were woken up from cryo. We got your distress signal, and we have boarded your ship to get the research that you have done, and you and the ship to the nearest port. We're here to rescue you. And
can I just kind of like push past him and start making my way see if I can make my way to the examination room when he's mid conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
Okay. So yeah, he's making this speech trying to calm everybody down, trying to talk everybody, just everybody be cool. And you're moving down to the examination room.
Yeah.
The examination room is a mess. There are 2 personal med kits here, like on a table. You grab those, or do you leave them?
I more look for any kind of pill bottles that have pills in them. I look specifically for that. I'm hoping nobody sees me.
I mean, there's not anything in like in the cabinets, there's not any cabinets, but with the med kits, you know that there's going to be stem boosts in there, which aren't like maybe not what you're looking for, but it's better than nothing.
So I could still get what I'm looking for from it. All right, I just take one of those. Just one. Don't take both of them.
The entire kit? Because the kit has like bandages and all kinds of cool stuff in it. Or do you just take the stem boost?
I mean, I could take just one of the whole med kits.
Okay. They're very, very good things to have. There you go. It is in your inventory.
All right. And after I grab what I need, I just kind of walk back out to listen to what's his face's speech, because I imagine he's still going on.
Oh yeah, he's just trying. Like I said, he's trying to calm everybody down, trying to chill everybody out. You guys need to get your gear together, and we're going to make our way back over to our ship, which is the Montero, and we're going to get you home safe. And the Weyland-Yutani their rep, kind of comes up behind him and kind of doesn't kind of take over, but she also kind of, makes herself known to him. And she says, have you been have you been in contact with Mother? And he says, yes, we got Mother back online, and that's what woke you up from cryo, and brought the systems back online. And as my pilot said, we've got two mechanics working on the air scrubbers, trying to get them back up and functioning so that the air is not so stale. If you have compression suits, you might want to put them on. That way you're not so struggling to breathe.
Not to what's that word? Bust in, barge in. Not to barge into this little Wayland Wutani corporate reunion, whatever it is you guys got going on, but if you want him to calm down, you're gonna have to tell him what's outside that door. Both doors, preferably. And I kind of would like to know why there's claw marks and why there's a guy who blew his head off.
And they all five kind of look at each other, and like the captain takes a deep breath, and then the Marine speaks up and says there was a mutiny. We were on the planet doing our scientific research, and a lot of the crew decided they wanted to leave, and we were in danger, and someone ejected the science lab, and you know that on this ship the science lab is like a pod that can be ejected, and so the science lab got left on the planet, but as we were taking off, and like there was a mutiny, I had to personally fight off several people. It's just like people went absolutely crazy.
Congratulations.
And the captain says, yeah, it got really bad. People stopped acting like themselves and started. It's just like most of the crew lost their minds.
Should probably also mention we had what's that thing called? A motion detector on the deck below, maybe 2 decks below, before we turned on power, which means if it wasn't one of y'all, something is still alive and moving on this ship. It shouldn't happen after 75 years in the cold.
And the scientist his eyes go big, and he goes, could Ava still be? And he looks at the captain, is like, could Ava still be functioning after all this time? If we've been adrift for 75 years, could Ava still be? Could she have been on her own this entire time?
Like, is Ava a person, a robot, something that can make claw marks?
Ava was our artificial intelligence, our android.
Would she make claw marks?
No, she was built a small female, a slight female. I don't know how she could have made claw marks.
Interesting. And I kind of I'm listening, but I kind of slowly and quietly into my communicator. So there are 5 survivors and a possible android on ship. Please do not shoot the android. Please do not shoot the android.
And you notice, the doctor, the scientist, Dr. Cooper, he keeps he's just the whole everything going on is he starts complaining about a headache. He just being in cryo for that long and coming out of it so quickly. But none of them really they seem to kind of have amnesia a bit. They remember the mutiny and remember the escape off the planet, but they don't really remember much of anything else. if any, I don't know if Wilson has medical. Do you have medical aid?
Do I have med aid?
Yeah.
Nope.
Wilson does. So he is going to do what?
Didn't he find medical stuff?
No, there's a skill, medical aid.
Yeah, there's medical aid is a skill. It's
Gotcha.
And even if he was talking about the med kit, answer still would have been no.
Yep.
Hey, that's fair.
Yep.
Very fair. We don't know these folks.
all right. So
That's not why.
Wilson gives some medical aid to the Wayland Utani rep, and she sits down and begins to heal up. He approaches the captain next. And the captain begins the process of coming out of cryo. He approaches the Marine. And helps the Marine. He approaches the I don't remember what that dude does.
While he's doing that, I just kind of walk out of the room, look at the claw marks some.
Oh, the medic. He comes over to the medic and gives him some yeah, he's gonna have to heal himself.
Got his best.
So Davis did radio to us about who they found, right? So we have knowledge that they're down there, right?
You have knowledge that we're in cryo, and you have knowledge that there might be an android of some sorts roaming.
Yeah, I never heard him say that he was telling you that the crew of the Cronus was awake.
Yeah, he had
He
mentioned
did
that
tell
he
you
had like
they were
radioed
going
in
to cryo
and, like, held
not
over.
to shoot an android.
Yeah, I said we have 5 people here, and possibly an android somewhere on the ship. If you encounter, don't shoot.
Which
She appears to be a small Asian female.
Right, then I would also give that information.
from the side of Shaman Rye, though, we'd be like probably, I guess at this point, probably a little less than halfway through fixing it. But like, even still, we'd kind of, I feel like we'd be like, oh, we'll fix this stuff up and then we can help them.
If I wanted to pickpocket from somebody, is there a skill I would need to do that with?
That would be
The rogue.
I would say it would be it would be mobility. Which that's what I was saying earlier. Just because you have 0 in mobility, you have a 5 in agility. So when you roll a skill, you roll the skill and the attribute together. So you might have a 0 in mobility, but you would still be rolling 5 dice because you have 5 in agility.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
Dangerous game.
Me thinking or me pickpocketing?
Definitely.
Both. Let's do this while you're thinking about that. With this crew in the cryo chambers, Cham and Rye are in the scrubbers. We're going to take a quick break. I need to use the bathroom really quick and get a drink so I don't start coughing nonstop. So we're going to take just a quick break, just a couple of minutes, and we'll be right back. And that will give you some time to think of what it is, whatever it is you're wanting to do. So yeah, we'll be right back. Stick with us. Thank you for sticking around and waiting for Bryce to finish whatever it was that he was doing. I still think he was making a grilled cheese sandwich.
Do you see me eating a grilled cheese sandwich?
Not yet.
Yes.
Okay. So, where we left off, you guys, Wilson was trying to calm everybody down. He had run around and been giving some medical aid to everybody. The medic and the scientist, though, he didn't, like, he kind of fumbled. He didn't really help them too much. First things first, I need everybody to roll me a air supply check. So it'll be a 5d6.
Why are all mine yellow?
Because that's you want to roll. How did you do that, by the way?
I just double clicked air.
Okay, yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to roll the stress die. Oh yeah, on the air supply. Oh, and it automatically dropped it. Cool. So on the combat sheet, on your character sheet, down at the very bottom left, there's consumables. There's air. If you double click on the air, it'll automatically roll it. And if you get a 1, it drops it down by 1. Ooh, Cham's putting in that overtime. Dropped his down by 2. So yeah, let's go back to the the air scrubber shaft. What's happening in there? What are you guys? Are you guys just kind of working in silence, or like how do you guys work with each other? I mean, you've been on the Montero for a minute, so like you know each other. So what are you doing in there? Just trying to get the job done, or are you saying anything back and forth? What are you doing?
I'd assume at this point.
Or do you want to do anything? Do you want to look at anything or inspect anything or like anything you want to do? Just you have to tell me.
I'll let. I don't know. Joel / Rye has stuff they want to check. I did the check last time, so let's go let him kind of figure if you want to do something. But, we were just like we've done this so many times, like casual conversation, and we're just getting the job done.
Yeah, I'm just and Cham is literally probably asking majority of the stuff, and I'm just short one and wording answers, just trying to get the job done.
All right. Well, like I said, you've already passed the machinery, the heavy machinery rolls, so like failure is not an option. Like you've already passed the roll to fix it. Now it's just a matter of time.
So now it's just okay.
If you're not looking, if you're not inspecting anything or doing, trying to double check anything, if you're just scraping the carbon filters clean and moving on, like I said, that would explain you getting the job done in 3 hours instead of 4. Now, you've been told about apparently there's an android walking around. The crew of the Kronos is awake. You know that. I mean, so you're just focused on getting your jobs done.
I'd assume we'd have heard of androids at some point. Like we don't have one, but I'd assume we've heard of it because of the way Utah's sponsoring a lot of our like jobs.
Yeah, the Montero doesn't have one. That's not something that you guys have had. But it used to be back in the day, Weyland-Yutani would insist on one going on a trip, just like a rep going with them. They would insist on an android going as well. Now you've never heard of one being built to look like a Asian female, but that's apparently what they're saying. This android is built as.
So,
but these androids have they're super strong and fast, and they're not. They look human, but they're not human.
All right. So, do we know how many members originally were on this crew from the report that we got on our devices?
You do. I don't know that number off the top of my head, but it is a lot more than 5.
Okay. So I'm radioing back to Davis or Wilson. I'm just radioing back. Just be like, hey, so you said there were 5 members on this ship. Where's the rest of them? And we don't know we don't know about the story of the dead body yet. So I guess I kind of want to ask that. And I don't know if you want to fast track through that, but I want to know about the rest of the members on the crew. Why there's only 5 members on here.
And I would say at this point I kind of walk out of the room to kind of give not freak the 5 out anymore, and just kind of say in a direct line to Ryan Cham instead of including Wilson. Just it's more of they're either dead because of a mutiny, or according to that one guy, suicide. Apparently they started acting not like themselves, and they had to put down a lot of people on the ship, and I imagine some of them were left on the planet they were on.
So I look at Cham and I'm like, wait, I'm not radioed on at this point. I was like, So I guess that kind of explains the motion that I saw on my motion tracker. What you reckon these type of folks are? You think they're out for blood, or do you think that they would seem trustworthy? Just small talk at this point. I was short and sweet to this point, and then after radioing in about the information, I'm making a little small talk here.
We've got information that includes all of the crew, so yeah, it'd be natural for us to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, not that I'm the most trustworthy person in the world, but I don't know. Haven't met the people that they discovered, but I find it strange that they talk about some form of mutiny happening, and then 5 of them just kind of lock themselves, hope for the best.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just something's off.
I forgot to add something to that report, but I forgot, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
All right. Well, just keep that shotgun close by you.
Yeah, I don't want to get too hasty. Don't know if they're trustworthy or not, but at the same time, I don't want to break that trust if they are. So I'll keep it stashed.
All right. So at this point, after all this, like, at what point are we through with cleaning the air shaft? Or have we made it back to the top? Or
Yeah, like you were working your way down. So yeah, I'm gonna say, like, while you guys have been doing this, and like I said, this is a thing in this game, Dylan, is time. So you're locked in this room with them for 3 hours until Cham and Rye get finished with the scrubbers. Do you want to do anything to fill that time? Or are you going to hang out in the cryo deck and make sure everything stays on the up and up there? Now, you looked around in the examination room. You did not look in the locker rooms.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna walk into the locker rooms. I'm not connected to my character right now. I was gonna walk into the locker rooms. I was also going to try to open a direct line with their mother if I could, while nobody was around me. This is pretty much what I was gonna do.
Now you can talk to Mother just openly, but like, if you're in a private, if no one else can hear you, no one else can hear you. That's not a
Okay.
So
yeah,
I'd wait till
I got into the locker room and then I'd start talking to Mother.
Okay. So you're going to kind of make your way down into, are you going to port?
I'll go to the
starboard?
left one. Port.
Okay. The showers are filthy. Roll me an observation.
I can't see what happened because of the stuff I have loaded up. So I failed. Oh, I passed. Okay.
Well, but you rolled a 1 on the stress die, which means that was a panic roll. Now your panic roll was keeping it together, but that negates the pass. But as you make your way into the showers, like, everything is nasty. There's just gunk everywhere. There's these weird, like, it's just like just this mold is all over everything, down in the drains and everything. And if you like, are you going to go into the lockers?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the lockers because I'm 100% gonna go through personal things.
And what you find on this side are there's three. It's the exact same compression suit that you're wearing, but it's an older model. But they were obviously reserved for, they're hanging there to be put into use if needed. Uh, but you don't find any like personal effects.
I gotcha. While I'm in this locker room, kind of by myself, I am gonna ask Mother: is the artificial intelligence Ava on this ship currently?
Yes, Ava is functioning.
Can you tell me which deck she's on?
Ava is currently on deck B in the mess hall.
Is there any other life signs on this ship not within the air shaft or in this room? Like in this deck?
Affirmative.
All right. I kind of radio directly to Ryan Cham. I leave Wilson out of it for right now because he's still with all the people. Ava is on deck B. There is another life sign on this ship, not within the air shaft or this deck. And I forgot to bring it up earlier. One of the survivors is a Marine, and there are claw marks outside the cryo chamber. They locked themselves in. Keep on guard. Do not go to any other deck without one of us, and preferably the Marine, if we can talk her into it.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for joining us. Don't want to interrupt, but I want to acknowledge Coach in chat. Thank you, Coach. And so yeah, you get this call. You guys get this call kind of as you're down at the bottom, and just as you're getting down to the bottom, like the water is like there may be little bits of ice still floating, but for the most part it's thawed, and like there's just electricity flowing everywhere. So you're trying to be super careful, but he comes over comms and says, "Paul Mark's outside the door. Crew members have amnesia. I'm not sure what's going on. Ava is on the android is on deck B in the mess hall."
And you did say that somebody is trapped, have locked themselves in cryo. They haven't been released yet.
No, so we're in
No.
cryo. I was saying that they locked themselves in cryo, and we got through the door. I also said that there is a life sign somewhere on the ship, not within this deck and not within the air shafts.
Oh, so
Yeah,
cryo.
the 5 crew members locked themselves into cryo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Copy that. We get down there. We're seeing water. Well, Cham, it looks like this water's about thawed out. Would say we try and start making our way back up.
Yeah.
Everything on your side clean?
Is everything on my side clean?
Yeah.
If we're done here, I think it best we introduce ourselves to our new friends. And
Yeah. Let's come meet back with the gang.
I was just say, if they're on their way up, I'd also like to report my findings to the captain.
Oh, well, that's right. We'll radio to you. We're finished up in the air scrubbers. We're on our way back now.
All right, don't make any unnecessary stops, and then I end communication. And I would like to communicate with the captain of the not our ship.
Your captain?
Yeah, our captain.
Okay. Yeah, with Miller. Okay.
Yeah, kind of radio in and say, so Cap, these are my findings, and I don't want to go through the whole spiel again, but I'll give her exact findings: life sign, Ava, how many survivors, what their jobs look like they are, everything like that. And while I'm doing this, I'm also going to go check out the other wardrobe, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. And Miller, like when you check in with Miller, she's like, okay, one of our objectives was getting the crew. Like you've got them up, everything seems fine. Um, however, like the research and the all that it will be on the decks below, but we're supposed to get this ship to the next station, and the Montero is not rated to tow. Like we're not powerful enough to tow the Kronos.
Yeah, if I will respond back. My plan is to see if I can get autopilot functioning, or see if one of the crew members is comfortable with piloting the ship back to where we're going. But as of right now, we're just trying to meet up and get any information, because apparently there is something else alive on this ship that was not within this cryo and not one of us. And after 75 years, there shouldn't be anything alive on this ship with as powered down as it was.
You mean there's a creature of some sort alive on the ship?
I don't know about creature, but when I asked the mother on this ship if there was any other life signs on the ship that wasn't one of the crew members, or on this deck, or in the air shaft, which is where Ryan Cham are right now, she said affirmative. So there is something alive on the ship. I just don't know what. Do we have any more weapons in our lockup storage? Because I would like to have at least 2 more people armed, not counting the corpo. He'd probably shoot me in the back.
I mean, I've got my sidearm. I've got my my pistol, and we've got a bolt gun that is meant to, for construction. But if you pointed it at something and pulled the trigger, it's going to do some damage.
Copy. Is the android Ava on part of? Does she count as part of the crew that we need to rescue as well?
I would think so, because she would have data that, like, she would know what's been going on for the last 75 years.
And according to the
If
scientists,
she's still wondering about the ship.
according to the scientists, she's been here fending for herself, were his exact words, for 75 years. So I would definitely like to talk to the android, assuming it isn't hostile.
I would recommend that. We need to get the android and the research. I would think the android would fall under the heading of research.
As far as research goes, they said the science lab was dropped off on the planet that they originally had, so I don't think the science lab is on this ship anymore.
Surely there's something down below in the. There's a med lab. The module was ejected, but there's still a lab. If you look at the floor plan for Deck B,
Yeah.
the module is what was ejected in the aft.
Gotcha. So there's still labs. I gotcha.
Yeah, there's a med lab, there's a science lab 1 and 2. So there's things going on down there that, you might be able to get some information from. But as I said, my biggest concern is we can't tow this vessel. It is going to have to tow us.
Can we not autopilot for the same course as us?
I mean, we can. You're just going to have to get the systems back up and running. I don't know if its navigation systems are good. I have no idea what's going on over there. So, there may be some other things that the players need to roll on.
Gotcha. Well, I guess while I'm waiting on Ryan Sham, and with the new information I just gathered, I'm going to wait till we're all together to bring it up since I know they're headed my way. But while I'm waiting on them, I would like to check out the other wardrobe area, if that's
All right,
possible.
I will give you another observation roll.
Gotcha. Let me just put myself in there. Observation.
Oh, also, while I'm looking at it, the crew is 17 total. It's on deck A of our floor thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that there's 12 members that aren't accounted for.
You walk into this. This is just a mirror of the other side. The lockers again just have 3 older model compression suits. But this mold that's all over the showers, like you start looking like it's weird. It's not just like black mold. It's like there's just globs. It's this weird looking. It's not black. It's almost like amber looking. But there's this ooze, this like black oil kind of ooze looking, and gathered around the drains are these tiny little like little circles. It's not like any mold you've ever seen. You've never seen a mold like form itself into tiny little spheres.
Is it possible for me to scan it, try to figure out what it is, or would I need a scanner for that?
No, you wouldn't. You don't have the gear to do that.
Gotcha. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
But it is something that is like you notice it, you see it, and it's not right. Something is wrong.
All right, I just kind of yell out, "Scientist!" I forgot his name.
I forgot his name as well.
I'm still only going to call him scientist. I wouldn't have paid. I left mid-speech when they did introductions, so I wouldn't know their names anyway.
The medic is Flynn, and the scientist is Cooper.
Cooper. All right, then I go. Old guy, glasses, scientist. Come in here real quick.
And Wilson shouts back, "Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be like he's not gonna be much help to you." And like the camera comes around, and Wilson is standing next to this table, like one of the little cryo beds, and Cooper is sitting on the side of it, and he's just holding his head, and he's just like, "Oh, I've had migraines before, but never like this. This is insane. Why does it hurt so bad?" And Wilson is trying to give him medical aid and just trying to get him to where he's like coming out of the stasis, like coming out of cryo so suddenly was just such a jarring experience for him. But he's having a really bad reaction to it apparently. Cham and Rye, you climb your way back up. Do you go port or starboard?
Is port left side? Like if
Port
we're
has
looking at our...
4 letters just like left.
Okay.
So yeah, port left or right? The hallway you were in or the hallway you weren't?
We'd probably go through the right side because we're more familiar.
We've been through there, yeah.
We've done an actual check of that hallway.
All right. So yeah, you climbed up, and like I said, the like all of your like tablets or whatever on your wrist, like it all shows the oxygen coming back online, and the crew of the Kronos all start they start breathing. You know, they're not taking such shallow breaths anymore. They're actually getting good oxygen. So whatever it was that Cham and Rye did, they're it seemed to have worked.
All
Question.
right, yep.
Does anybody take off their helmet to reserve their air supply.
I was actually going to radio in and said, hey folks, check your tablets. Oxygen's coming back good. I think we're clear to take off the helmet. So I go ahead and take mine off first.
Okay. And so you shut down you're still wearing the suit, but you release the helmet and you turn your oxygen off, and so you have whatever it was you had left after. I think you've got 4 now. So that's in reserve now. You can always put the helmet back on and crank it back up again if you need to. But for now, that's not running, so there will be no more oxygen checks. So you're good. Is anybody else taking their helmet off?
I'm kind of rushing to see what's wrong with the scientists. I'm not really worried about it right now, so no, I'm not.
Okay. Cham?
Cham would take a second and like kind of watch like Rye like, well, thanks for being the guinea pig. How's the air?
Do I need a roll or anything for the air check or anything like that?
No.
No?
Breathing.
Oh, finally. Fresh air.
I'm like Cham as he, oh, fresh it is, but you know, like the twist, like not all.
Yeah, nothing's better than pure oxygen, right?
So, and Wilson is not taking his off because he's dealing with Cooper at the moment, trying to help Cooper as much as he can. So are you guys making your way down to Cryo, or what do you want to do now?
Cryo is where they are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we would go straight there.
Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and head there. Try and get the objective done.
All right. You guys make your way down the hall, and there's a doorway there that, you know, it opens as you come near it. It's not, you know, it's not a locked door or anything. It's just, it slides open.
Mm-hmm.
And you as you come into that corridor, you hear somebody kind of like obviously not feeling well. And you kind of come into Cryo, and you see these 5 people who, you know, like Davis told you, there were 5 survivors. But they're all kind of out of it. They're coming out of like as much as it sucked for you coming out of Cryo, coming out after 75 years is, you know, just so much more, you know, is just so horrible. So they're coherent, but they're not, you know, they're all kind of struggling, trying to get their bearings. They are glad for the oxygen coming back. They're not having to take shallow breaths. And the captain will even, as you enter, the captain will say, "Are you the crew that repaired our air scrubbers?"
Cham, at your service.
And he will thank you. They will say thank you. I had no idea that we would be adrift this long. There's not much we could have done about that anyway, but thank you for getting this back online so that we can actually breathe comfortably. And then you hear like this guy sitting off to the side in one of the other beds, with Wilson standing next to him trying to help him, and he's just screaming about his head. He's got both his hands are on either side of his head, and he's just screaming about his migraine.
We can exchange pleasantries a little later. You know what's going on with your friend?
It's my belief that the just coming out of Cryo after so long is like he's having it affected his his chemistry somehow. He's having a problem with his head. But your man Wilson seems to be trying to give him medical aid.
First off, okay, step from the back. Don't call him our man. We don't even like him. Second off, guys, you were here. You said people weren't acting like themselves. Did it start with migraines?
Uh, I no, maybe. I'm unsure. It's all kind of foggy. It's just kind of I don't know.
Any of y'all, any of the 5 of y'all a medic? Like, do we have tools we can use? Most of us.
Yeah, the one guy is a medic. Flynn is a medic, and there is med kits in the, or there is a med kit in the examination room.
Can we? Someone do a scan? Make sure there's nothing. I don't know. I feel like one out of the rest of you. Not just a coincidence.
So, Davis, you said you were wanting to go in there and check on him. Like, move your token to where it is that you're. Like, I'm gonna say their corporate rep would have made her way out of. She would have gotten out of the way.
I could have been standing in the middle right there, like between all 3 rooms, so I could see what's going on and still talk to all of them.
Okay.
At that point, after they answer what I asked, I would have just been like, is there any way to contact your android, get her up here? Maybe she remembers what's going on. Because she's on the ship still. She's in the mess hall down deck B.
And, I mean, no, I don't know of we don't have communications with her. We could go down and get her. I don't even know if she's still, she may be malfunctioning after all this time.
All right. Question 2, there's another thing alive on this ship. Something on the ship moving that isn't one of us on this deck, and it isn't Ava. I already asked your mother. There's another life form aboard this ship. Did you pick up any living samples?
You may see, like, in the, we'll say in the Weyland-Yutani rep, in her kind of eyes, you may see kind of there's something there in her memory, but she can't quite grasp it. But there's something that she, like, there's something there that she kind of, like, something happened and she just can't quite get her head around it.
All right. I kind of turned back to Wilson. Best thing for him is probably put him back into cryo for now. Like, his headaches are hurting. It's not going to go away. At least we put him into cryo until we can find something to ease the pain, because if not, he's just going to sit here suffering. He can't move. Best thing for him is put him in cryo.
I agreed. Come help me. Come help me. Get him into the bed, and we'll just turn the cryo back on. We've got to get the ship to the next port anyway, so he'll be in the ship. So yeah, come over here and help me get him put down into the cryo bed.
Medic, you too. This stuff's older than both of us, so I don't know how to work this cryo bed.
So Davis and Flynn come running over to help Wilson with Cooper. And as you come in, Cooper looks up. Wilson's like, okay, Cooper, we're just gonna put you back in cryo. It'll ease the pain. You won't suffer anymore. And when we get to the next station, will wake you up, and they'll be able to figure out what's going on. And he looks up, and blood seeps out of his nose and ears.
I'm yelling for Shotgun Boy Cham because I know he said he picked one up.
Bloody eyes roll over white as Cooper convulses and writhes against the bed. As you and your crew rush to hold the man down, you notice that the Chrono crew back away instead. Busy trying to help the convulsing scientist, you don't stop to ask them why. In the depths of a seizure now, Cooper flails about at everything and everyone. With a sickening pop and a bloody splash, his eyeball launches from his face and smacks into Davis's and smacks into, like, it hits you right in the chest. His eyeball pops out and hits Davis right in the chest, bouncing across the floor and rolling under a cryotube. This time you pause, trying to process exactly what it is that you are seeing. A slender, gore-covered arm pushes its way out of Cooper's empty eye socket, reaches around, and tugs at his distended mouth. As spindly white fingers yank his teeth back, Cooper does not scream. It's clear that he isn't in his own head anymore. Something else is, and it wants out. Flesh tears and tendons snap as the thing inside his splintering skull pulls his face open right at the jawline. Finally, a thick, gurgling sound wells up inside Cooper as his head is ripped from his body, his neck gushing as whatever was inside him plops to the floor in a burst of blood. Kill it now, someone yells. The translucent white thing on the floor sloughs off its placenta, struggling to stand on all four wobbly, fawn-like legs, shaking brain matter from its spiky hide. The bloodbuster turns its bulbous, eyeless head towards you and crouches.
Cham, shoot it.
Yeah, I've got. As soon as like stuff started happening, that shotgun's coming off the back.
I kind of want to, like, we could jump into combat right here, but I kind of want that to be the cliffhanger.
Hear it?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm cool with
And
cliffhanger.
we come back next week, and that way, maybe possibly Davis, Superstar Davis, will be here to join us and take part in the first combat of the game. Because if we jump into this right now, I don't know that we'll finish before 10 o'clock. Oh, and Dylan had a 9:30 cutoff.
Yeah, it sounded like you were getting to a cliffhanger, so I was like, I'm just gonna stay.
I completely apologize, Dylan. I
No, you're
forgot all
good.
about. I was looking at 10 o'clock. So yeah, that is going to be where we leave it. The scientist, his head explodes, and some little creature comes out and singing "Hello, my baby, hello, my darling," and
I understood that reference.
one of you did.
I got it.
And
Check, please.
so yeah, when we come back next week, if Davis is able to join us, he'll be able to control his own character in the first combat. Yeah, this is a creature that you've never seen before. You don't know what this is, and it literally clawed its way out of this dude's face. So, super glad you guys took the helmets off.
Yeah, the two people that did.
Well,
So yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight. I apologize, Dylan. I was totally we were going till 10 o'clock. I was focused on 10. But yeah, we will be back next week with more Alien, Chariot of the Gods. Tomorrow night we have Symbaroum, the Chronicle of the Copper Crown. We will continue that story. Another game from Free League. It's a fantastic game. We're really enjoying playing that. And then Wednesday night, not Tuesday night, but Wednesday night, we will have Blade 68, which is Blades in the Dark set in a 1968 style setting. And it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. We will have that Wednesday night for the next 4 or 5 weeks. We may have to take a break from our standard Blades game because Jenna is getting ready to move and she has to get her house ready to sell. So GMing may not be on her priority list for the next month or two. So we may come up with something different if we don't do Blade 68 until then. But yeah, tomorrow night is Symbaroum. Wednesday night is Blade 68. It'll be the beginning of the ongoing kind of adventure of that. And then Sunday night we'll be back here with more of these morons trying to survive. And just see, the only person here that knew what was happening when he started complaining about his head was Bryce, because you guys haven't seen the movie.
Very true,
Right.
but
It's the experience though. Like,
very true, but I feel like it's a good thing I didn't take my helmet off. Don't know why, but I feel like it is a good thing.
we don't know yet.
So yeah, I guess with that I'm not going to go try and raid anybody since we're already running late. This will be uploaded onto YouTube tomorrow morning for your viewing pleasure. Please follow us there and give us a like and help us grow that our YouTube channel if you do not mind. Yeah, I guess that's going to be it for us this evening. Say good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night, everybody.